Hi everyone, today we're making tacos de bistec, which is literally beef steak mispronounced. Now, to be able to really enjoy these tacos, we're gonna do some caramelized onions, which pair perfectly. You can use as many onions as you like. I'm just gonna do one because it's just Nelson and I. And go ahead and thinly slice them. If I'm ever visiting a taco stand in Mexico, you bet I'm asking for these because they're just so good. Place a large skillet over medium-high heat. Add about a tablespoon of pork lard, and this one's homemade. If you want to learn how to make it, I'm going to leave the link to the full tutorial down in the description area. Also do a drizzle of avocado oil. That was about a tablespoon as well. Add in those onions. Make sure they get well coated in the fat. I'm going to do salt to taste. These have started to brown. I'm just gonna lower that heat to medium and allow them to continue cooking. Perfectly browned, these are ready. I'm just gonna do a touch of freshly ground black pepper. Sure, people problems, I gotta be on my toes. And I'm gonna remove everything from the skillet because we're gonna use it for something else. The steak is literally the star of the show, so we gotta make sure it tastes really good. For the dry rub, I'm using 1 teaspoon of ground garlic, 1 teaspoon of ground onion, another teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of ground ancho chile, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, or you could do this to your liking. And let's also do some freshly ground black pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon. Super simple, give it a quick mix. Steak time. You are gonna need 2 pounds of a really good marbled, thinly sliced steak. I'm using chuck steak, which is really good for this recipe. Sprinkle that rub all over. You could also use sirloin steak or even a good old ribeye one. It just depends on how expensive you want it to get. And these steaks have been sitting out here for about 15 minutes. That way they're not so cold when we cook them and they just cook more evenly. Heat a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil over medium-high heat. We're gonna sear both sides of these steaks. Try not to overcrowd the pan. If you need to, just do it in batches, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Time to flip. Delicious, moist. By the time these steaks brown on both sides, they will be fully cooked as well. Let's remove them because I'm going for my second round. I allowed the steaks to rest for about 5 minutes. That way when we cut into them, the juices don't run out. And you really want to dice them into really small pieces. It's all about preserving the goodness inside. We're gonna give this meat a light sear with lard. It's just gonna infuse a ton more flavor, so melt a dollop in there. And I have it on medium-high heat. This right here is gonna help it stay hot, let it brown all around. It's not gonna take that long. You also don't want to dry out that meat. It's just gonna give you a nice bite and keep it hot. And I'm gonna need oven mitts for this because those handles are hot. Oh yeah, some good stuff right here. I'm gonna scoop the meat over to one side because I wanna have access to the fat that's right here. I'm getting those corn tortillas ready. Now, if you're using store-bought, you may have to use 2 because they will rip. But obviously, if you make them, much better. You only have to use 1 and they taste so good. Dip the corn tortilla in that fat, just like that. It doesn't have to be completely coated. Once it's cooking, it's going to continue to redistribute and coat the entire corn tortilla. Oh yeah. Flip them. I'm just looking for them to get heated through. It's starting to smell like a taqueria in here. So good. I've got my plate ready. My condiments back here, which is homemade salsa, but I'll talk about these in a minute. Tortillas are ready. Oh yes. Scoop that meat, still nice and hot. We got a little crunch in there, beautiful. top it with chopped onion. A good taco must have it. Chopped cilantro, and you can do as much as you like, of course. We've got some lime on the side, but I'm gonna squeeze it on that first taco. It's respective salsa. You can go with the red, green, you name it, whatever you want. This one right here is my famous avocado salsa. I'm gonna link it down in the description area so you can enjoy it as well. A few pickled jalapenos, and where are those onions we did earlier? Right here. We're gonna put them on the side. You can do them on top. I personally prefer them on the side. We're gonna enjoy these tacos. Nelson is ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. When you have tacos, you've gotta have caramelized onions.
Oh yeah.
That's how you have them in Mexico. All right, let's do this.
I'm not even talking.
Those corn tortillas are it. If you don't know how to make your own corn tortillas, it's definitely worth making them, learning how to do so. And I have a full tutorial on how to do it.
You can learn, even I can make corn tortillas.
Yep, really good. These are the sad moments for me, you guys, because I have to carb count. Super delicious.
You might really think that frying the tortilla a little bit like you did actually really adds a lot.
So good.
I gotta say though, the salsa that you used is a must.
Avocado salsa?
It's not a really hard crunchy taco. It just gives you that, you know, like hint of crunchiness that is just so good.
Like on the edges. Plus, when I make tacos, I like to make those tortillas half the size, keep them small. I don't want to fill up in one taco.
I think it's so much worth it to cook at home, eat food that you know what you put into. It's really good.
Tastes so much better.
Oh yeah, that's just my own opinion.
But ultimately, Nelson just wants you to eat better. He just wants you to have a good time with food, you know?
Who am I? Just a guy eating tacos telling you about that.
That's it. He's just speaking out of his joy of eating some tacos at home right now. So I'm gonna leave you the full printable recipe on villacocina.com. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and
click the notification bell.
one bite later. All right, bye everyone. Until the next one, we're gonna enjoy this.